boy was CNN mad when President Trump touched upon the subject of abortion last night at his Wisconsin MAGA rally and described its horrible nature in detail. No, they didn't like that one bit. In fact, they were so mad they tweeted about it twice in the span of 2 hours. Take a look. Other leftists piled on as well. Here's what CNN then wrote on the issue. President Donald Trump made an incendiary remark at a rally Saturday night, veering from criticism of Wisconsin's Democratic governor to a false claim that mothers and doctors have the option to execute babies. Speaking at a rally he hosted in Green Bay, Wisconsin, on Saturday, Trump pointed to former Wisconsin Republican Gov. Scott Walker, who was in attendance, and said Walker's successor, Democratic Gov. Tony Evers shockingly stated that he will veto legislation that protects Wisconsin babies born alive. According to the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, Evers plans to veto a GOP-backed state bill that could have meant life sentences in prison for doctors who intentionally did not provide medical care to babies born alive after a failed abortion. Trump continued on the theme after his initial comment to claim that mothers and doctors are given the choice to execute a baby. The baby is born, Trump said, the mother meets with the doctor. They take care of the baby. They wrap the baby beautifully, and then the doctor and the mother determine whether or not they will execute the baby. I don't think so. Trump's claim that mothers and doctors are permitted to execute a baby after it leaves the womb is incorrect. The bill he referred to would mandate that health professionals do all they could to keep a baby alive if it was born alive and would penalize anyone who let a baby die. Trump insisted at his rally that this was incredible and also made an implicit reference to a comment from Virginia Democratic Gov. Ralph Northam, who sparked confusion and controversy earlier this year when asked about legislation that would relax requirements around abortions in the third trimester. Until this crazy man in Virginia said it, nobody even thought of that, Trump said. Did anyone even think of that? You hear late term, but this is when the baby is actually born. It came out, it's there, it's wrapped and that's it. Northam told Washington radio station WTOP in January, third trimester abortions are done in cases where there may be severe deformities. There may be a fetus that's non-viable. So in this particular example, if a mother is in labor, I can tell you exactly what would happen. The infant would be delivered. The infant would be kept comfortable. The infant would be resuscitated if that's what the mother and the family desired. And then a discussion would ensue between the physicians and the mother, Northam, a pediatric neurosurgeon, said. Later, a spokesperson for Northam said his comments were taken out of context and were limited to the actions physicians would take in the event that a woman in those circumstances, i.e., non-viable pregnancy and severe fetal abnormalities, went into labor, but the clarification did not address Northam's remark that the infant would be delivered. CNN spoke with a pair of OB-GYNs earlier this year, both of whom took issue with the phrase late term and rhetoric around the issue. Abortion later in pregnancy is not used as an alternative to delivering healthy women's full-term, viable pregnancies, said Drive. Barbara Levy, Vice President of Health Policy at the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists. Additionally, it's callous to suggest that healthy women with viable pregnancies at term abruptly change their minds and seek abortion care as the solution. In a separate article, CNN also published this, which correctly attributes President Trump's references to the comments made by VA Governor Northam, who literally said he would allow a baby to be born and then execute it. Don't believe me? Here's CNN's article and they quote to exactly what Gov. Northam said. Trump also referenced Virginia Gov. Ralph Northam, whose comments earlier this year about third trimester abortion sparked controversy. When describing what he thought happens during late-term abortions, Northam said this: the infant would be delivered. Northam said, the infant would be kept comfortable. The infant would be resuscitated if that's what the mother and the family desired, and then a discussion would ensue between the physicians and the mother. No, it's incredible. Until this crazy man in Virginia said it, nobody even thought of that, right? Trump said at his rally tonight. So who is lying here? Trump or CNN? I mean, in their very own article, they publish Northam's comments about the baby being born alive, then kept comfortable, even resuscitated, and then later a discussion about what would happen. Folks, I don't know how to say it any more clear than this, that baby is alive at that point. It's no longer an abortion. It's not a late-term abortion. The baby is alive and living on its own. I believe the baby is a human being long before birth, but certainly after birth the baby must be considered a human being. Right? How are we even having this discussion? And can someone explain to me why CNN is saying Trump lied? He simply quoted what Gov. Northam said verbatim. This is the peak of fake news. Very fake news. Please limit one per person. Smiley face. You might like previous post, previous, next post, next. Let's block ads. Why?